Hello, and welcome to another session of my GloBUNTU Suitcase knowledge sharing session. That's how I call it. Still in my kitchen, and the sun is shining outside. It's fall in Austria, and it's actually cold outside, but the sun is shining, and this is the right moment. This gives me the right feeling to continue this GloBUNTU journey with you. There's nothing else I will do more than this. And so you will know by now that I like telling stories. And of course, I still have another story for you. And yes, it's all about GloBUNTU. And it's about how GloBUNTU can help you shape your life in any one moment. It's about how you can pack your suitcase, be it your life suitcase, be it your professional suitcase, be it your traveler suitcase, or your woman's suitcase, or your mother's suitcase, your startup suitcase, or whatever you want to call it, your relationship suitcase, your spiritual suitcase. It's all about that and much more. So before we get there, I know, you're saying, she's always saying that. And I just have to take you step by step. I just want to take you step by step to get there. Let me tell you the story of Ubuntu, so you can really understand the roots of all of this, what I'm sharing with you, one of this powerful ancient African philosophy. You know, I grew up in a very small village called Fontaine, and in this village there was the king. This is like our king in the village, and he is the leader that everyone listens to. He is he is the keeper of knowledge and wisdom, and he is that person who has a lot of authority and who always has the interest of his people in mind. And when he calls, everyone comes. And when I was a child, I remember there used to be that thing that they call community development. There used to be so many gatherings in the village, and everyone will come together and they will sit and talk and talk and talk and talk. And I was watching them and saying, what are they talking about? Why do they talk and talk and talk? Where is the journey leading to? And I came to understand that there was a system behind that talking and talking and talking. And believe me, when I got to Europe, people said African people are always palavering, the African palaver. They are so lazy. They sit under the big baobab tree, and they talk and talk and talk, and they're lazy around. And when I started getting used to Ubuntu and trying to understand the system that I grew up in, I realized that the people don't just talk and talk. No. People sit down there and share information and take decisions. In Europe, people sit in boardrooms. Decisions are made in boardrooms in big companies, and decisions are made in, some of the team meetings that we have. And that is almost the same thing that happens in those African villages. People gather under a tree or in a courtyard or in a given place to share information and take decisions that are important to them at any one point. And what the thing that really impressed me when I really tried to understand this system is that it is the most democratic system that you can understand. It is the most inclusive way of making decisions, because people gather together around a topic and then they start sharing their feelings. Everyone has the right to share their opinion, and there is no bad or best opinion. All the opinions are important and they are being listened to, and it can take the time that it takes. Everyone speaks. Some people are emotional, some people are very factual, some people are pathetic, some people are, dramatic, but all of that makes the people that this village is. And the decision has to be taken based on, the different backgrounds and the different feelings and the different ways of doing things that these people bring with them. And you know what? When that happened, any decision that was taken doesn't really matter. Sometimes it took months to take a decision because everyone had to agree. The most important thing was that it should be a consensus decision that everyone accepts and embraces. And I tell you, when you take a decision that everyone accepts, when everyone have the feeling that they are part of this decision, then they do everything to make sure that the decisions that are taken are implemented. They feel that sense of ownership. They feel trusted. They become loyal, and they take time, the time that it takes to implement these decisions, because they know it's not just about someone else, but it is about themselves. It's about claiming ownership. It's about that sense of belonging. It's about being participative. It's about being asked, being invited to be part of something which will not be complete if they were not there, no matter how small their contribution may be. You know, in my home, I tell you, I'm a single mom. I got 2 kids. And I know when I come home and tell them, we have to do this, and I see them, you know, they revolt. And it's right that they revolt. It's a decision that I have taken, not a decision that they have taken with me. You know, I'm asking them to do things the way I want, not taking into consideration what they want to do or how their feelings are about that one thing. And so this is what Ubuntu is all about. It is about our people. It's about who we are. And it is in one sentence, I am because you are. And in that one sentence is the whole philosophy. In that one sentence is the whole world. And Ubuntu, in that sentence, I am because we are, has 2 very important roots. I call them the roots of Ubuntu. One of them is called humanness. And when you listen to Desmond Tutu explain the humanness in Ubuntu, you will be fascinated. He tells you no one human being is complete by him or herself. So humanness means that we have all the values that we bring, all the feelings that we bring. You know, we have our ego, we have our feelings, we have our empathies, we have our sympathies or not. We have different competencies, we have different know-how, we have different ways of looking at things, we have different ways of doing things, and we have, you know, our own very individual vision. That's what makes us human. You know, all those emotions, all those feelings, they make us human beings. And then on the other side, we are interconnected. Interconnectedness means that you and I do not stand alone. We are part of a whole. And as long as we're not integrated in that whole, that seemingly whole is just half because we're not in it. You get what I'm trying to say? We are interconnected. And if I know that I'm interconnected, then I know that I am interdependent. And I know that I'm not alone. And anything that happens in my life affects the life of the people who are interconnected with me. You get the point? I'm sure you do. We are interconnected in a personal way in the relationships that we get into. Could be with our children, with our families, with our partner, with our friends. We are interconnected at the workplace. And that has to do with our colleagues, with our supervisors, with people that we interact with our customers. We need customers to be able to achieve our company goals. We need friends to be able to be, who we really want to be happy in life. We need a partner. A woman needs a partner, or needs a partner to be complete. And a child needs parents to be able to grow up and to be part of a family. A family has just many members. And we are interconnected also geographically. You know, when you look at the war that is happening in Syria, and you sit in Latin America or in somewhere in Asia or in Austria, and you think you're not interconnected. And then you see it in the news, and then you see refugees coming in. And then you realize that we are interconnected. And what is happening there is not just their business, but it is as well my business. And the decisions that I take here and now, they affect them. And the decisions that are taking there, even in my absence, they affect me. You see, I'm sitting right now in front of my computer and trying to record this information for you. My computer, I don't even know who designed and who fixed my computer, but I'm using it today to reach out to you. And the mere fact that I'm using this medium, my computer and the internet, and to vehicle information to you that may be useful in your life in one way or the other means that that person who designed my computer and me are interconnected, even though we shall never meet at any one point in our lives. When you get on a flight, on an aeroplane, to move from one place to the next, you don't know who designed that aeroplane. You may never really see the pilot who sits on the cockpit to drive you, to fly you from one point to the next. But you trust this person that he or she will take you to your destination safely. We are interconnected. This is this interconnectivity. I will be telling you much more about interconnectedness in my next videos. I just wanted you to get more insight to understand how powerful and how very intensive and how very, very, very useful Ubuntu is. Ubuntu is it's a very complex philosophy. So this is just the first part of the information about Ubuntu that I'm trying to dish out to you. In my next video, I will tell you some of the values of Ubuntu, and from that, after I tell you about the values of Ubuntu, I will tell you what I combine with Ubuntu, what I brought to the table to mix it up, to repack my suitcase to make GloBUNTU. And I will show you how GloBUNTU can really help you in your life in the next videos. So now, my assignment to you again. If you like this video and you think that you got some really very useful information for you or for anyone around you, feel free to share. It's all about sharing knowledge and growing together. It's about using that individual knowledge that we got to create collective knowledge, using your individual possibilities to create collective possibilities. It's about using what you have, not just to grow on your own, but to create global or collective growth. So I'm sharing this information with you and challenging you and begging you to share with people around you, because I think the GloBUNTU or the Ubuntu philosophy and what it has to offer us is something that we really have to look very deep into, that we have to take very seriously. And how seriously you can take GloBUNTU and Ubuntu is something that I will tell you very happily in the next videos. So I think this one is long enough, and I think that was much information for you to take in there. Take that information, use it, try to apply it in your life, and let it shape your life. Let it help you on that journey and take you where you really want to be, and take you to make you to who you were born to be. And I know, and I'm so sure that you were born to be an extraordinary person, and you just need to step into that extraordinariness if you haven't been there. I am convinced that GloBUNTU will help you step conveniently and comfortably into your greatness. And join me in the next video. It's a long journey, it's a long trip, but I can guarantee you something. This trip, it's a wonderful trip. It's a trip of self-discovery. It's a trip that will enable you to come out at the end being that person that you probably never thought you were going to be. Discovering that person that has always been in you, but which you have never discovered because you have spent most of your time trying to be who you think you should be and not who you really are, were destined to be. Maybe you've spent some of your life, like part of your life like me, trying to be either or, not knowing that, you have to take both to be complete, because you are both. You are both. If you are in this world, you are both. And I celebrate you. I am so happy that I'm sharing this journey with you. And I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to do this. And so thankful that you take the time to listen to me and to share this video. I'm waiting for you in the next video. Make sure to be there when I talk about my next GloBUNTU session. Thank you for being here, and join me. The journey is still continuing. See you then.